So this one was correct. This one was correct. And this one was correct. Now, just this morning, I was going over this with Scarlett, and she brought up the idea, of this one not being 1/3. Why did she think that this one was not 1/3? That's exactly what she said. She said right here, there's a space between this one and these two. Okay? And with that space being there, this would be 1/1, 1 of 1. And then these two would be what?
0.
No, they would be 2/2. But this was just my mistake. This right here should have been a solid line. Okay? So if that were a solid line, then this right here would be 1 of 3, or 1/3. You get it? And notice how this person bubbled in the answer choice completely. That was very helpful in identifying these correct answers. Okay? Number 2, part A. What you should have done is you should have, I told you, you could draw another number line underneath, okay, and do a 1 and do a 0, and then break it up into 4 equal parts. So here's the middle, here's the equal part, here's the equal part. So now how many parts are there? How many equal parts are there? Sham? No. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 equal parts. Okay? Now, this first equal part right here would be what fraction? On this lower number line. Kellen.
1/4.
That's right, 1/4. What's this fraction? Walter.
That fraction is 2/4.
That's right, 2/4. It's 2/4 because there's 2 spaces, and the whole thing is broken up into 4 equal units. Okay? What's this fraction? Ben?
3/4.
3/4. And what's this fraction going to be? It's 1 whole, but what was the fraction? Larissa? That's right. That one is 4/4. Okay? Now, the question is, which dot on the number line at the fraction equivalent to 3/4? So we found 3/4. It's right here. Okay? And what is right above it? Right above it is D, 6/8. So I'm going to bubble in D. That's what you should have done on your paper. That's the correct answer. And the next question asks you, what did you do? Okay? So, like basically, how did you do that? Part B, explain how you know your answer from part A is equivalent to 3/4. How do you know? Well, what did we do? Made an additional number line. Okay, I had 1, I had 0. Number line, the same length. The same length as the original, period. I broke it up into 4 equal parts, period. Then I looked at the third of 4. Okay, so that's how you could explain it. Does that sound good? Okay, all right. It is a lot of writing, but it only took me a few seconds to write it. Now it was sloppy, but who said yeah? Now, I'm not going to tell you that Maddie drew wonderful models here, because then it could embarrass her. So I did show these to Scarlett, though, and her and I were very impressed with the work here on this page. We talked all about how well these models showed equal sized parts and how they demonstrated that 5/6 would be this one right here shows more shaded in than this model. It says Cheryl measures the length of some ribbons and records the data in the table. Liam measures the length of some other ribbons and records the data in another table. So here's the data. Cheryl's ribbons, Liam's ribbons. Cheryl and Liam make one line plot using both sets of data. How many X's will there be on the line plot? Well, all you got to do is, well, so this person made a line plot, and that works too. Or you could just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is the correct answer. And notice again, I want to point out how this particular person bubbled in the whole answer. Which fraction is the 7/8? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Which one? I'm asking you guys. What do you think? Put up the number in fingers. Do you think it's number 1, Resmond? Let's see. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 8. Yes, this is 7/8. And what is this one right here? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one would be 5 of 6. And this one right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/8. And then this one over here is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 7. Okay, so that's what that one is. 7/8 is greater than 7/7. Is this more filled in than this? No. So that gets crossed out. 7/7 is greater than 7/8. Is more of this filled in than this? Yes. So I'm going to keep that one. 5/6 is less than 5/8. 5/6 is less than 5/8. No, that doesn't look accurate, so I'm going to cross that out. 7/7 is less than 5/6. Then this is less than. No, that's not true. How about, so I'm going to cross that one out. How about 5/8 is greater than 7/8? 5/8 is greater than 7/8. Nope, 7/8 is more. So this one is not correct. So that leaves this one. And once again, this person bubbled in very thoroughly the answer accurately. Is true. Now for this, one thing you could have said is the 7/7 is filled in completely. The model for 7/7 is completing. So it is greater than any other fraction, and therefore the second answer, 7/7 is greater than 7/8, is the best choice, answer choice. That's something you could have mentioned. But you need to talk about the fractions, okay? Below, write the fraction at A. Okay, the person whose test I graded, whoever that was, did a great job because she counted how many sections there were in this whole, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in that hole. Then she actually labeled them all. She put 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, and 8. Who did that?
You did.
8, and then 5/8. So look, I already got to the answer, 5/8, and you should have written that down right here where it says your answer, 5/8. You could have written A equals 5/8, but whatever. She actually went on and labeled all the rest. 6/8, 7/8, 8/8, and I drew a little smiley face because she even labeled this 9/8. And I was so pleased that Maddie recognized that last line as a little bit more than one hole in the correct improper fraction of 9/8. Congratulations, whoever that was. And I don't want to embarrass anybody, so I'm not going to say who did a phenomenal job on this quiz, getting just about everything. Whoa, hey, stop trying to guess whether or not this is Maddie's, because I'm not going to tell you that she did a phenomenal job and did like above and beyond what I even asked for one. This reminds me of the first one where Scarlett was pointing out the box that was like kind of separate. Basically with this one, there are 3 separate holes, okay? This is not 3 parts. Each one of these is one hole. So this one is 1 of 1, this one is 1 of 1, and this one is 1 of 1. They aren't broken up at all. It's just one hole, all right? Now, how can you write a fraction for all 3 of them? It's not going to be 1/3. It's actually going to be what? Present? It is. It's 3 over 1. The following number line has marks at which fractions? Choose all the correct answers. Now, for this one, quite a few of you were struggling a little bit. Well, look at the number line and decide what is going to be the denominator for any fraction on this line. The denominator means you're going to count the number of sections between 0 and 1, okay? How much is one whole broken up? Well, it's broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the denominator is going to be 6 no matter what. That's how this number line is broken up.
6 over 6 and 11 over 6.
Those are the only 2 answers that have 6 as a denominator. And you're right, Angelica. The reason we know that 6 over 6 belongs on here is because this right here is 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and here's 6/6. This would be 7/6. Okay, 7/6. And then 8/6, and then 9/6. And if you labeled all of these fractions, you would get to right here is 11/6. 11/6. Okay? And if you pointed to them, then that would be even better for proving your answer. Thirds, the following model is shaded in 2/3. This one shows 2/3. Describe how you would shade the other model to show a fraction equivalent to 2/3. Okay, well, if I just bring this color down here and down here and leave this one blank, okay, this one stays blank, but these 2 get colored in, then it would be equal. Name the equivalent fraction. Oh, we already figured out the equivalent fraction was 4/6. Carl, here's B, or I mean 10. Carl runs 5/8 of a mile. Brenda runs 7/8 of a mile. Which statement correctly explains who runs the greater distance? For this one, I recommend you really should have drawn some kind of model. The person who I was looking at, she drew like bars, but a number line works too. So here is 1 whole mile, okay, 1, and I'm breaking it up into 8ths. Okay, the red is for Brenda. She ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 8ths. Here's Brenda. And then Carl ran 5/8. So Carl gets green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here is 5/8. Okay, so it's pretty clear that Carl did not run as far as Brenda. And then you have to just read these really carefully. Brenda runs the greater distance because 7/8 is greater than 5/8. Oh, that's correct, actually. Okay, but I'll look at the other ones just to double check. 5/8 is greater than 7/8. No, that's wrong. Brenda runs the greater distance because 7/8 is less than 5/8. Well, that's not true. So that symbol in there is wrong. Carl runs the greater distance because 5/8 is less than 7/8. 5/8 is less than 7/8, but Carl does not run the greater distance, so that's worded poorly. The correct answer is the very first one. You want to bubble it in all the way. Okay. Be thorough. Question number 11, part A. This is the last one, I think. The following line plot shows the diameter width straight across. Now, which statements about the line plot are true? Choose all the correct answers. Okay, for this one, you should have just gone through each one to see which one is correct, which ones are accurate, and which ones aren't. So here's the first one. All of the flowers have diameters greater than 1 inch. Well, that one doesn't work because look, 3 of them are 1 inch. So I'm going to cross that out. 12 of the flowers have diameters less than 2 1/4. Here's 2 1/4. So these are 2 1/4. Could I count up all of these? I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that one's correct. So I'll bubble that in. The line plot shows the diameter of 3 flowers in all. Well, no. That particular statement is to see that you understand that all of these X's are the flowers. No flowers have a diameter of 1 1/4. Well, there is one that has 1 1/4, so that's not correct. That's not correct. The diameter of the largest flowers is 3 inches. Yep, that's the very largest that we have in our data plot. That's correct. Exactly 2 flowers have a diameter of 2 3/4. That's right here. Yeah, there's 2 X's. So that's correct. Those are the 3 correct answers there. That's it. Okay. Lastly, Julia measures 3 more flowers. Their diameters measure 1 1/2 inches, 2 1/4 inches, and 1 1/4 inch. How can Julia change the line plot so that it correctly shows the 3 new measurements? How could she change it? Well, she could put, what you would write is plain and simple, she could put X's above those measurements. And that's all you really have to write, those measurements. Okay, some of you wrote detailed information that now 1 1/2 inches had 2 X's or 3 X's, and now 2 1/4 inches had 3 X's. You wrote detailed information. That's all fine. But as far as how could she alter her line plot, this is all you have to write. She can put more X's above those particular measurements. That's it. Okay? That's how line plots work. That's our review on fractions. And Maddie, you did a very, very nice job. I mean, nobody heard that. I'm only talking to Maddie.